Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. It's your boy King Hebrew. First of all, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to the Heavenly Father, guiding and protecting the 12 tribes of Israel during these last days. Um, real quick, I've put together some articles dealing with China and Taiwan. Certain people may be intrigued by it. You know what I'm saying? Certain people may not be into it. Um, but if you know anything about me, I study theology, eschatology, anthropology, prognostication, and geopolitics. Right, so I'm always into news and articles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now this China and Taiwan thing kind of got my attention. You know what I'm saying? Being that China actually threatened to take over Taiwan, and Taiwan's, you know what I'm saying? Taiwan basically made some statements talking about they're not going down without a fight and all this. And China is very they're firm. You know what I'm saying? China has all type of missiles and stuff like that. So you know, we're gonna get we're gonna get right to it, man. We're gonna get right to it. Let me pull this article up real quick. Right, hold on. It's my first time using this, so let me see if I got it. Okay, we got it. We got it. Right. So we're gonna kick it off with this. This is the first article right here. This is, of course, you guys know what this is. But on the left, uh, Xi Jinping, right, the president for China. Um, he says he basically said he's warning the Chinese. Right, I'm right here. I know this big ass stuff right here is annoying, but real quick, just right here. It says the president of China pretty much he's warning Taiwan about reunification. Reunification must happen on National Day, right? So let's get the definition for reunification. Right. It means restoration of political unity to a place or group, especially a divided territory, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? He says he wants Taiwan, China, they must come together, right? Right. Of course, we're definitely gonna get into it, man. This is a really cool this is this is gonna be dope. I have some good articles, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't boring. It may be boring for some people, right? But again, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about World War III and 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 missiles and all type of stuff like that. So this is what's gonna build all that up, right? I'm right here. It says China, right? China has warned the U.S. over its involvement in Taiwan and claimed the weak and cowardly island authorities will accept reunification ahead of the island's National Day of celebration tomorrow. Right now, again, this is the president right here. You know what I'm saying? He made some very bold statements. He's very firm on what he believes. He's firm on what needs to happen. Right. He's saying reunification through a peaceful matter is the most in line with the overall interest of the Chinese nation. Right. Um, Taiwan sees itself as a self-governing democracy, and the people have very little desire for reunification with China, right? So China, I mean, Taiwan is just not going for it, right? They're not really, because China's saying one thing, Taiwan's saying another thing. China wants reunification. Taiwan's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We're kind of good on what we got going on over here. But China is just not trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know what I'm saying, this build up, you know what I'm saying? Again, he's very, very firm. He's firm on what's going on. He's firm on the reunification, on uniting China and Taiwan, right? Um, see, let's get a little bit of history, right? It says Taiwan and China split in 1949 amid civil war, with the then ruling Nationalist Party fleeing to the island as Mao Zedong's communists swept to power on the mainland, right? Now let's go a little bit up, right? China China has many tools at its disposal, including that 80% of Taiwan's economy is somewhat dependent on trade with China. 80% of Taiwan's economy is somewhat dependent on trade with China. All right, so again, a lot of money is involved, as you see. And of course, you know what I'm saying? This is for political power, financial power. China is looking to take over, right? So this is just one article, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little warm up and a little build up to the other articles I have, right? But yeah, man, we're just gonna put all of it together pretty much, right? Where we're gonna just connect the dots and just try to make sense of what's going on. And it says here self-governing Taiwan, which is home to the Republic of China, which fought against the Communist Party when it first emerged, views itself as an independent state, but Beijing views it as a breakaway province, right? So again, Taiwan and China, they split, but Taiwan is under the democracy of China. But now they're over here. They view themselves as an independent state. But again, but Beijing, right? They acknowledge Taiwan as a breakaway province, right? It says that China and Taiwan they split in 1949, so that's why they're a breakaway province. The Republic of China has long-standing ties with the U.S., which historically reconciled. Oh, Slovakia, which historically recognized it as the legitimate government of the whole of China. Since 1949, Taiwan has been self ruled, but its sovereignty is denied by Beijing, which has refused to renounce the option of using which has refused to renounce the option of using force to bring the island under its control. All right, so Taiwan has been since 1949 self-ruled. Um, Beijing has also sought to isolate Taiwan internationally by barring it from the United Nations and other international organizations and opposing official contacts between its government and nations that recognize China. These people can't even spell. Look, this whoever wrote this article, people can't even spell recognize. That's why I'm over here looking crazy. I'm trying to, right? Especially with the United States, right, which is legally bound to consider threats against Taipei, if I said it right. Right, let's get it here. All right, so the conclusion is Taiwanese separatism is the biggest obstacle to the motherland's reunification. Mr. Z, you know what I'm saying, the president. right? Of course, they separated 1949, right? So that was a quick little, you know what I'm saying? And he said, mind you, he said this reunification, he said it must happen, right? Meaning he's not, it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. Uh, these people are not taking no for an answer. They have their minds set on what's going on, and we're just gonna sit back and just see what's going on, right? So again, Taiwan's independence, right? Taiwan's independence push serious hidden danger and promises peaceful reunification with self-governed island, right? Let's see. Kind of. All right, we're going to the next article. Now, China, China is um, China is disappointed with the fact that the U.S. has been helping Taiwan, which I'm gonna later um, I'm gonna put together the information, right. So the U.S. they actually have property on the island of Taiwan. That's why they're helping with Taiwan, right? Right. China threatens U.S. after Biden approves his first U.S. arms sale to Taiwan. Right. See, under Biden, which would include 40 new mobile artillery vehicles for the island, China responded with threats of countermeasures against the U.S. See, so now you know how China is sitting back. Now they basically know that you know what I'm saying. Um, they don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because now Taiwan, if once war and you know what I'm saying, once this starts to build up, now they know who's been providing Taiwan with all this artillery, vehicles, ammunition, all type of stuff, and it's over here with the U.S. arms sale, right? Right? The Chinese Foreign Ministry further said that the U.S. arms sale sends wrong signals to Taiwan independence, separate forces, and severely jeopardizes China-U.S. relations and peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. China is firmly opposed to this and has lodged solemn representations with the U.S. sides. See that? While the U.S. upheld the One China policy since 1979 and 2018, the U.S. State Department said the U.S. position towards Taiwan is that the United States and Taiwan enjoy a robust, unofficial relationship. The 1979 U.S. PRC Joint Communique switched diplomatic recognition from Taipei to Beijing, right? I'm gonna kind of just shorten this up. I'm gonna just paraphrase from now on. The United States recognized the government of the People's Republic of China as the sole legal government of China. Um, Now the arms sale is valued at 750 million. So they again, U.S. and Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. sold 750 million dollars worth of artillery, right? Which is could be mobile, like I said, ammunition, right? All of these things is it's slowly building up, man. Right? Another article. Um, China threatens to crush U.S. troops in Taiwan. See, so now threats are being made. right? Guns are being sold, threats are being made, you know, and man, these things can happen overnight, right? So we just gotta um let's see, let's see, right? U.S. is stationing my fault. All right, the U.S. has 30,000 troops in China's Taiwan island. Now notice how it said China's Taiwan island. Think about it. Taiwan is just an island. China is a whole damn. I look at China as a damn nation. Taiwan ain't nothing but an island, right? That's why it says. And then again, Global Times they acknowledge this because it said, look, 30,000 troops in China's Taiwan island, right? Could be a jaw-dropping mistake or hype for a Descartes, a dotard. I don't know what the hell that means, but it is shocking enough to see how irresponsible American politicians are on a crucial issue of Taiwan Straits. See that? All right. If there are truly 30,000 troops in Taiwan, or even fewer than that, it would be an extremely serious situation that crosses China's red line. Those U.S. troops must withdraw from the island immediately and unconditionally. And both the U.S. government and the Taiwan authorities should publicly apologize for this. Otherwise, we believe that an all-out war across the Taiwan Straits will break out quickly and the Chinese People's Liberation Army will wipe out the US forces, liberate the island of Taiwan, and settle the Taiwan question once and for all. I just told you, look, he says, now this is global times, right? Look at that. So I only have the guy's last name. I don't have his first name, but the guy who tweeted this, his last name is Cornin, right? Cornin. Um, he said that the U.S. needs to apologize. They need to withdraw the troops because a all-out war could break out, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, right? People's troops are being deployed, guns are being sold, threats are being made. You know, it's crazy. I'm saying so because China, because the U.S. is kind of trying to they're being like the mediator. China is trying to get to Taiwan, but the U.S. is funding Taiwan to fight against China. But it's China's going, you know what I'm saying? China gonna shut it all down. I mean, it's China, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right? Uh, Chinese Communist Party. That's what I'm back to. It is impossible for the U.S. to be silly enough to sacrifice itself to satisfy Taiwan separatists. Professor Li Haidong of the China Foreign Affairs University assured the Global Times. Look at that, straight like that, straight like that. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, these articles, you know what I'm saying, is gonna get better. You know what I'm saying, straight to the point. You know what I'm saying, we ain't doing too much. Straight to the point, right? Right. Taiwan Defense Minister says tensions with China are the worst in 4 decades. Right. So now, this war between China and Taiwan, it's it's the worst in 4 decades. This right now it's at an all time high. Right. It's at an all time high. So let's get it's like a minute and 39 seconds.
Taiwan said Tuesday it needs to be on high alert for China's military activities. That was a stark warning from the territory's premier, Zhu Zhangchang. He spoke a day after Beijing dispatched a record number of fighter jets and bombers to Taiwan.
Taiwan definitely needs to be on alert. China is increasingly over the top. The world has also seen China's repeated violations of regional peace and pressure on Taiwan, so democratic countries have repeatedly issued warnings that our countrymen have to be self reliant.
Since Friday, Taiwan has reported nearly 150 Chinese Air Force planes in the southern and southwestern part of its air defense zone. Taipei calls the repeated nearby military activities grey zone warfare, designed to both wear out Taiwan's forces and also test their responses. The show of might from Beijing coincided with a key patriotic holiday, China's National Day. China claims Taiwan as its own territory and has not ruled out the possible use of force to achieve unification. The island, which broke away from the mainland in 1949, rejects Beijing's claims and has its own democratically elected government. It also has the support of the US, which has condemned China's recent military actions as destabilizing. Japan has also weighed in, saying it was watching the situation closely and hoped China and Taiwan could resolve their differences through talks. Taiwan has lived under the threat of invasion since the defeated Republic of China government fled to the island after losing a civil war with the communists.
See that? All right. Military tensions with China are at their worst in more than 40 years, man. See that? Taiwan reported close to 150 Chinese Air Force aircraft entered its air defense zone, part of a pattern of what Taipei calls Beijing's continued harassment of the island. Just one incursion was reported on Tuesday. Um, Asked by a lawmaker on the current military tensions with China at the Parliament, Defense Minister Chiu Kyo I can't say these names, man. Said the situation was the most serious in more than 40 years since he joined the military, adding that there was a risk of a misfire across the sensitive Taiwan Strait, right? He said, and I quote, "For me as a military man, the urgency is right in front of me." He told the parliamentary parliamentary committee reviewing a special military spending of 240 billion for homemade weapons including missiles and warships, right? Chiu said China already has the ability to invade Taiwan and will be capable of mounting a full-scale invasion by 2025. By 2025, China will bring the cost and attrition to its lowest. It has the capacity now, but it will not start a war easily, having to take many other things into consideration. Right? So they gotta take certain things into consideration. They're talking 2025, and that's just a number, right? But again, that's right around. I mean, we're about to go into 2022. We're already into 2021. Now we're going to 2022. So now they're already mentioning 2025. That's right around the corner, but things can happen sooner, right? Because the Lord, again, Lord could happen. You know what I'm saying? The Lord could set, you know what I'm saying? The Lord could put a spirit in these people to set it off at any given moment, right? And the Taiwanese minister said that he's ready for war, warns his country will defend itself against Taiwan, right? So this video is not going to be too long, man. But you know what I'm saying? These articles are just to kind of pull precepts. It's like to kind of connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Like they do at first 48. You know what I'm saying? Like before you arrest somebody, you know, you got to kind of connect the dots. You got to get certain information. You got to put it together. You understand? So that's what we're doing with these articles. We're kind of putting things together. That way it can all make sense and see the buildup into what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But the video's not showing. But the Taiwanese foreign minister spoke to ABC's China Tonight program, which will be aired on Monday night. Taiwan's foreign minister Joseph Wu declared that the People's Liberation Army in China launched a strike. They would respond. Right? He says, I am sure that if China is going to launch an attack against Taiwan, I think they are going to suffer tremendously as well. China sees Taiwan as a province of their territory, right? So that's why China wants they want to take over Taiwan because they see Taiwan as a province, right? But they did separate. Taiwan was under China. That was until 1949, but now they're a breakaway province, right? That was formerly part of their territory. So now they want to take it back, right? So China sees Taiwan as a province of their territory, despite many Taiwan residents seeking independence for the island. Taiwan is mainly accepted as an independent state due to having its own constitution and democrat democratically elected leaders. Let's see. All right, next one. The reason why China threatens to nuke Japan continually. So now again, China. I mean, Japan's kind of getting. Japan's kind of getting into this thing. You know what I'm saying? China's giving out threats. China. Uh, so we got the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Because U.S. knows that Taiwan's gonna lose. Japan knows they're gonna lose. That's why they're coming in for assistance. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of they kind of want to help. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna trying to be the mediator. I don't know, trying to back up Taiwan, right? It is the first time ever that any state with nuclear weapons openly threatened a non-nuclear state with a nuclear attack, and not just any nuclear attack, but a massive and continuous one, right? A threat. The threat is in a video, right, posted by the military on the Chinese video called Zigua, right? Um, let's see. Japan has a small military due to Japan's limit on self-defense forces, right? Um, so Japan doesn't have nuclear weapons, but China does. They threaten. So China is basically threatening anybody that's trying to back up the US. Japan does not have nuclear weapons, China does. Occasionally, some voices are raised saying that Japan needs such weapons, right? Uh let's see. Japan could rapidly become a nuclear state if it wanted to do so, as it has a large stockpile of plutonium and an active space program to launch long range weapons. Right? But it would take many years and a major change in policy that no doubt would spark major home opposition given Japan's experience with the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and its post World War II aversion to weapons of mass destruction. Look at that. Given Japan's Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You guys know about that, right? That was the war between the US and Japan. You know what I'm saying? That was a you know what I'm saying? You guys need to go on YouTube, man, and look up this right here, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? That was a big war between the Japan and the US, man. Right? Weapons of mass destruction were being utilized during that war, and a lot of innocent people died, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do your own information, do your own research. Um, right? China knows that the U.S. has a defense treaty with Japan, right? Which is a treaty of mutual cooperation, and security between the U.S. and Japan, right? Um, let's see. It's my first time looking at these. I haven't really went through thoroughly throughout these articles, right? But I'm gonna just paraphrase. The U.S. also bases a significant part in this Pacific Fleet in Japan, including a home port for the USS Ronald Reagan CVN 76, its forward deployed nuclear powered aircraft carrier. Any nuclear attack on Japan, therefore, is sure to be a nuclear attack on the US and would trigger massive American nuclear retaliation. Thus, these recent threats are as much a nuclear strike threat against the United States as Japan, and there is no doubt at all that Japanese understand this well, right? Why? Because they have a mutual agreement, man. You know what I'm saying? Moreover, any reunification attempt by China against Taiwan is highly unlikely to involve nuclear weapons for the simple reason that it would kill most of the densely packed population of Taiwan, which is roughly about 26 million, even in a relatively small strike, and could also involve nuclear retaliation from the United States. For example, the Taipei city, I think that's Taiwan. It's a city in Taiwan. Has about 2.7 million people, and the nearby population around the city is over 7 million. On the other end of the island, uh, right? You guys can read it. I'm not gonna read all of it. I'm gonna just paraphrase. There is no role for even tactical nuclear weapons other than to kill off an entire population, which will make a cruel joke out of the reunification idea, right? And we're almost done. We got about three more articles, man. But there's something to really, really think about. Um, you know, that's so why prepare a crude, threatening video that threatens to annihilate Japan and announces that China has changed its no first use nuclear weapons policy by creating an exception for Japan? One explanation is that the video reflects an internal policy fight in China between those who want to recklessly attack Japan and Taiwan and those who are more sensible and reluctant to get the rapidly growing country into a war involving mass casualties and destruction. Um, let's see. Right, let's get this guy right here. Hugh Zijing, the editor of China's Global Times, a mouthpiece for the regime news, says that Japan will be destroyed if it intervenes in a Chinese attempt to take Taiwan in a Chinese attempt, right? Japan will be destroyed if it intervenes in a Chinese attempt to take Taiwan in a military invasion. But he says nothing about nuclear weapons and implies only that China is much stronger than Japan, which everyone knows. See that? But Hugh also avoids mentioning the US and the role it will play. China's policy is to try and hoodwink the US into standing aside and not fighting in case China attacks Taiwan, what has really irritated Beijing is that Japan's new policy helps keep the U.S. feet to the fire in protecting Taiwan. Right? Japan's tie, Japan's new policy with the U.S. Right? Just got that. That's the Treaty of Mutual, right? The Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security between the U.S. Yeah, the U.S. and Japan. The Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security. That's the treaty. Right. The U.S. and China are closer to war than most Americans would dare to imagine. This article was by Michael Snyder. Right. To the Chinese, reunification with Taiwan is a top national priority, and the U.S. military is the only thing standing in the way of achieving that extremely important goal. In recent years, the U.S. military has conducted freedom of navigation exercises in the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea as a show of strength to China. The U.S. Coast Guard revealed a significant incident involving Chinese military vessels coming near American waters off Alaska. While the incident was first divulged to the public on Monday, it happened at the end of August. No less than four People's Liberation Army Navy ships were spotted and shadowed by U.S. vessels off Alaska Aleutian Islands, including a guided missile destroyer and a guided missile cruiser, as well as an intelligence gathering vessel and an auxiliary ship. They stayed in international waters, became the United States exclusive economic zone. Uh, right. Yo, yo. Lucky. Apologies, apologies. All right. Most Americans don't realize this, but our relations with China have been going down the tubes for a long time. By the end of the Trump administration, things were so tense that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs called his counterpart in China twice to assure him that we were not about to launch some sort of an attack. See that? Now, this is Miley, right? This guy, General Mark A. Miley, was sending secret phone calls to China's general Lee, I'm not saying his name, of the People's Liberation Army that the United States will not strike, according to a new book by Washington Post associate editor Bob Woodward and national political reporter Robert Costa. Right? See that? Next article. Now, this article is basically talking about China was kind of dibbling dabbling. They were going on the islands. They were kind of going to Alaska, man. Like they were like, um, hold on. Chinese military vessels, man, were coming near American waters off Alaska, right? Certain calls were being made. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just said that. I kind of mentioned all that already, right? Right. China warns Taiwan independence means war as U.S. pledged support. China has warned Taiwan that any attempt to seek independence means war. It also comes after the new president Joe Biden reaffirmed his commitment to Taiwan and set out his stance in Asia. The US has called China's latest warning unfortunate, adding that tensions did not need to lead to anything like confrontation. China sees democratic Taiwan as a breakaway province, but Taiwan sees itself as a sovereign state with its own constitution, military, and elected leaders. We warn those Taiwan independence elements, those who play with fire will burn themselves, and Taiwan independence means war, right? And now this is gonna be the whole conclusion of this whole shebang, this whole thing I got going on, this video, right? Bam. China and Taiwan have been separated governments since the end of Chinese Civil War in 1949. Right, we kind of just said that tensions have increased in recent years, and Beijing has not ruled out the use of force to take the island back. Although Taiwan is officially recognized by only a handful of nations, its democratically elected government has strong commercial and informal links with many countries. All right, I'm at the last point right here. Like most nations, the U.S. has no official diplomatic ties with Taiwan, but a U.S. law does require it to provide the island with the means to defend itself. No official diplomatic ties with Taiwan, but a U.S. law does not require it to provide the island with the means. See that? Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council, meanwhile, said China should not underestimate the island's determination to defend its sovereignty and uphold freedom and democracy. See that? The new U.S. administration under Joe Biden is expected to maintain pressure on China over a wide range of issues, including human rights, trade disputes, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, amid deteriorating relationship between the two powers. See that? We kind of did that already, right? But you know what I'm saying? With that, I'm gonna close out, man. Hopefully the video was edifying. Um, Again, nothing too much. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to really meditate on, man. Because again, China's coming. You know what I'm saying? Coming heavy, right? Coming heavy. China's coming heavy. So, again, I'm gonna go to the book of Matthew real quick, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. For there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So we got to stay occupied in these prophecies, man. You know what I'm saying? Hearing about these wars, hearing about all this stuff that's going on, you know what I'm saying? We gotta just be on point, and we gotta just stay occupied in the prophecies. And every time there's wars and stuff like that going on, you know what I'm saying? We gotta be on point, and we gotta share this information in case, you know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? Today could be today, and tomorrow missiles are being launched, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach, Malak Yahushai. All glory, honor, and praises to the Heavenly Father. Lord willing, the elect is continuing to work, man, and put in work for the nation in the kingdom of Yahweh. It's your boy King Hebrew, and with that,